Good evening, everyone. So I'm Becca from Murray Wellbeing Hub. I am going to be one of the peer facilitators. Oh, can't get my words out on a Monday night. I'm going to be one of the peer facilitators that's going to be holding the accreditation courses. I'm now going to pass over to Heidi, who is going to run you through a few slides just to give us a little bit more information about it.
Thanks, Becca. I'm also one of the facilitators that you might meet if you decide to take up this opportunity. So just to let you know, this is a little overview of the mental health accreditation project that we're going to be doing between March and May this year. And this opportunity is open to anybody from clubs and groups. And it's really going to help you around supporting young people who are neurodivergent and experiencing mental health challenges to have better mental well-being. So let's first of all have a quick look at some of the outcomes that you would expect to be able to have by the end of the project. So for the group leaders that participate, we are going to be looking at increasing your confidence so that you feel able to deliver inclusive opportunities, as well as that ability to support and engage with the young people and the young people with mental health issues, as well as their families. So, thinking about neurodiversity is one of the key things that I think some people feel a little bit unsure about. We'll be able to explore that. So you feel a bit more confident. You have a little bit more knowledge as well and skills around mental health support and signposting. We focus a lot on local signposting as well as national. So you'll have lots of different resources to turn to. You'll also get more connection with other clubs and groups because obviously we're going to be doing this as a group-based activity, and mentoring, peer mentoring is going to be really important where we get together and we just kind of chew the fat. Really important that we can apply what we learn in our clubs and our groups. And also as part of that, that's going to really help us to have that increased understanding, compassion and connection with the young people and their needs in terms of what do they need to be able to get the most out of your club or your group. Also, the project is there to really impact the wider community. It's about increasing awareness and confidence for access to appropriate clubs and groups for neurodiverse young people and young people with mental health issues. So let's just get an idea of the challenge and the opportunity. And we've kind of broken this down into two parts. So I'm going to just talk about the why, and then later we'll talk about the how. So, mental health. We've got a definition there that we use a lot in Murray Wellbeing Hub from the World Health Organization. And the reason we like it is because there's a couple of blue bits there that we like to focus on. Mental health is not just about an absence of mental illness, it's way more than that. And you can have great mental health whilst also having a mental health problem. And this is about realizing your abilities and making a contribution to his or her community. Exactly the kind of thing that you get from by coming to a group or a club like your own. So we take a rights-based approach at Murray Wellbeing Hub to the work that we do to improve mental health for everyone in Murray. And we want to create change in Murray about realising those rights. And young people are central to that. So we've popped up there to remind us about the rights of the child. So mental health obviously is a right within that. And the project aims to increase the opportunities for more young people to have the great mental health through clubs and groups in the areas, because everyone should have access to the social spaces, and this is not always the case for those facing additional barriers of mental health problems or neurodiversity. So let's have a look at some of the things that influence mental health in our lives. And there are many different layers of those, and you can see we're talking about societal ones, community ones, and individual ones. So really, what we're making the point here is that mental health is affected by many things that are out with our control as an individual. And young people with mental health challenges or neurodiversity face more of those challenges. They are unequally impacted by these things. But if we can be aware of those and we can plan our delivery differently, it can make a big difference. However, there is so much that we can do to support mental health for young people as group and club leaders. And evidence shows us that that can be boiled down to a handy acronym called CHIME. Connection, open optimism, identity, meaning, and empowerment. And this evidence-based approach is the framework that we use at Murray Wellbeing Hub. And CHIME perfectly breaks down to what you need for well-being. So we found that to not only be something that we use for planning projects and helping people to think about what they're doing in their activities, but also looking at their own lives. Have you felt connected today? How hopeful are you? What's your identity in this space? So the idea is that you might not have all of these at any one time, but if you check in with Chime, you can really help highlight where you need to take action. So now we've kind of reminded ourselves what mental health is and where we sit as group and club leaders. This is the next part to understand what the opportunity is for this project at this time. And it builds on two important projects from the last couple of years. The Mental Health Sports Accreditation Scheme from sports projects, and also from a social prescribing for young people in the Forres and Lossiemouth associated school groups that Moray Council ran. Here's a little overview of the Active Recovery Moray project, which was the mental health accreditation scheme for sports clubs that was ran last year. And the partners there, as you can see, were Elgin Cooper Park Community Sports Hub, and we work with Moray, and they work with us, Moray Wellbeing Hub. So we did that over a longer period of time. This particular project is going to be a little bit shorter, but ultimately it did a lot of similar things that we're going to do in this project. It focused on giving people training and also giving them support. But it also created a new resource, which I'm just going to show you just now. Okay, so this particular tool is Discover Pathways to Wellbeing in Moray. If you haven't seen it before, don't worry. We're going to show you a little bit more about that when you're on the course. And this tool, you'll notice, has this lovely bit here, Physical Activities Pathways. It also has ones for mental health pathways for Moray, for children, young people and families, and we'll come back to that. So this was a new pathway that was built as part of that project last year. And you can see there's a little bit here that says Mental Health Accredited Sports Clubs. And when we go into that, we see the clubs, which I hope that you'll be able to join in future, who went through the accreditation scheme. So you'll see there's a range of them here. And that means that people in the community can look at these and know that they've been through this scheme. That gives them a little bit of reassurance that it's going to be accessible. Okay. Right. So this particular project, what's it going to be looking like? Here's a little timeline, taking us from now until May. So the thing to remember, first of all, is the next key date is the end of this week, which is the 28th of February. We need people to register for their interest to be part of this project by then. At that point, what we're going to do is myself, Becca, folk like that are going to phone you up, have a chat with you, check this is the right thing for you. And even if you can't make all the dates or there's something awry with some element of it, we'll be there to really reassure you and figure out how we can best make this work. Then we'll make some arrangements to create 2 cohorts. From there, the cohorts will both receive training on the 8th of March for 5 hours, and that'll be in person, one in Forres, one in Lossiemouth at the same time. And then the week commencing the 17th of March, arranged with those group members, we'll have an online mentoring session. That sounds a bit grand, but basically it's a lot like meeting people for a cup of tea, but it'll be online. And we'll get a chance to chat about some of the things that we've learned and put them into practice. Then there'll be another 5-hour session on Saturday, the 22nd of March. And then there will also be more online mentoring sessions in between that, and then into April after the Easter holidays for the Saturday, the 26th of April, which has another 5-hour in-person training. So that's 3 5-hour in-person trainings. And there's 2 cohorts, as I said. You've got the bi-weekly catch-up online, a chance to share those questions, ask things, influence the next training that's coming up, for example. And then the last thing is actually in May, what we're going to be doing as part of the Grampian Wellbeing Festival. We're going to have a showcase event on the 17th of May. So that's all the things that's going to happen on the project. All you need to do is to be able to come along, is you just need to be able to be interested, commit to those sessions. Like I said, the dates might change depending on who signs up. And be able to get yourself to the venue and bring a packed lunch. The rest of it will do, no other costs. And the kind of things that you're going to learn about we'll cover things like understanding young minds, a bit about mental health first aid, neurodiversity, the impact of trauma, and lots of other things. So if there's other things that are in your mind, we can probably cover those too. And that's what's really important, is that we have a little bit of flexibility, because ultimately, a course is only as good as you're going to be able to apply it. And you've already got loads of knowledge that you probably just want to make sure that you're confident. So just to finish, just to take us through this, again, to remind us, these are the key outcomes that we're hoping to get for the project. And it's really to remind you that this is an opportunity for you if you run or you help deliver, and it could be in a paid or voluntary role, a club or a group, as long as young people from Forest or Lossiemouth associated school groups come to it. And if you're not in those roles, please make sure that you spread the word, encourage other people to sign up, find out more. It's really important that we get a chance to have a chat with you, find out what you're interested in. And as I said, it's fully funded, so there shouldn't be anything in terms of barriers to stopping you coming along, apart from just finding the right time to be able to attend. So finally, thank you very much for taking time to listen to this. If you have any questions at all, remember to get hold of us. And we're going to stop this recording now, and we're going to come back to those in the live session this Monday evening and have a little chat.